The following is a presentation of Bakersfield College Athletics.
I'll introduce myself. My name is Vance. I played basketball and baseball here for the Renegades. Years ago, I coached here for a couple years in basketball. I also was the voice of the Renegades for 13 years in all sports, called a lot of sports. This gym, Gil Bishop Sports Center, changed my life. I came in here as a very undersized, at the time skinny, small forward. I had a late birthday in September, so I was in this gym battling against Gary Woolfolk, Eric Charles, Will Smith. Coach Hubbert knows all these guys' names. I was a small dude in here, and I was playing for a championship coach in Ralph Cravey, and then Dean Jones was our assistant, and he was the best player in the gym as an assistant. He played at USC, and he was the top dog. So I grew up in this gym. This gym changed my life. It helped me get a full ride to play basketball at Cal State Bakersfield. So it's a special time for me to be in this gym again. For you Renegade athletes and for you cheerleaders, you student athletes, everybody, you're playing in a very, very, very special spot. The games you play here will be played in a gym that has had some of the greatest hoop games in our community here, whether it's been Bakersfield College. We've had some state championship basketball games in high school here. And when I was a road runner, we played our championship conference game here because there was too many people. We couldn't fit it downtown. So special place, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for being here, media. I'm now going to introduce and turn the microphone over to a good friend of mine I've known a lot of years. Saw him on the sidelines for a lot of years on the west side, and he would always come by and fist bump me right before his games over there. But now he's up at Bakersfield College, and he has some players to announce and introduce and talk about a season. The women's head basketball coach, Grant Bingham.
Thank you, VP. Yeah, absolutely. So excited to be here. I'm excited to be get this season started. It's just right around the corner. We get ready to play in about 15 days from now. So obviously coming up here, it's going to been a great change. And coming up here with the staff that I have. So my assistant coaches, Kel Dean, who was a coach with me at Independence High School when I was coaching at the high school ranks. Jazz Rodriguez, who played for me when I was assistant coach here at Bakersfield College during the 18-19 season. So it's awesome to be able to kind of help them and help them progress towards moving from a player position into a coaching position with me. And then Emery, who's here with us today as well too, who's been at Bakersfield College for just a small amount of large number of years, basically. I didn't want to throw an age out for him, but he's absolutely going to be cemented into Bakersfield College, I'm sure, at one point in time. And then obviously with me today here at the table, we have one of our returners, Kyla, who is played last year with us and is a graduate of Foothill High School. Sarah, who is going to be a freshman for us, who just graduated from Bakersfield Christian after picking up a Fun Valley Championship year, so that was awesome. And then I've got Alexis Killebrew over here, who graduated from Bakersfield High just a couple years ago, and is ready to come and help support us and play for us here. So,
A couple of questions here. First of all, Kyla, is it Kyla? So tell me about your expectations for this season.
To win, obviously, but also play as a team and have communication and run the floor.
Very good. Sarah, coming from Bakersfield Christian High School, a winning tradition coming up to Bakersfield College. What do you expect to bring to this team as a freshman?
I'm hoping to bring energy and hopefully just mesh our team together and get us to where we need to this year.
Exciting. Lex, well-known name here in this city, well-known name in this community. Kind of the same question. What are you going to bring to the table here for these Renegades?
Just leadership and energy, because you need that in order to win. So.
Very good. Coach, coming up, coaching in high school here. Spent a lot of years over on the west side. Now you're up here. How's it been, the transition, being welcome into the program and the long storied tradition of Bakersfield College?
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously coaching at the high school ranks for, for the 6 years that I was at Independence High School, and then obviously like the 1 year when I was at Bakersfield College. And then you look forward, a few years after that when I was able to go coach with Coach McCall over there. My biggest saying for myself personally was to always keep those relationships with the community, with the high school coaches, and always continue to develop those relationships with the players as well. So now coming up into this position here, it's been an easy transition, right? Because it was an easy pickup from those same conversations that I'm having with those high school coaches in town. Now it's just a matter of, all right, hey, let's get our players up to Bakersfield College and let's make this program how we want it to be.
Hey, fellas, let's give it up for our women's head basketball coach, Coach Bingham, and the student players. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, let's officially start the men's side of the program. To my right, who's going to speak to the players specifically, well, you cats are very fortunate to have this gentleman speaking to you. Currently, he's the head basketball coach at East High School, but let me tell you this. Last Wednesday night, we had a sold-out, packed event at Luigi's restaurant for the Bakersfield College Athletics Hall of Fame, and one of the inductees was the 1976 National Championship football team. They won the national championship. They won the Junior Rose Bowl championship. He was mentioned in the specific interviews that I had with one of the coaches and the quarterback about being the fastest player on the team. I asked him, he said, no, I wasn't the fastest. But in the interview, they said, oh, no question. T was the fastest guy. But he also played basketball for the Renegades, and he would have played 2 full years, but he had to take off on his football scholarship. But he's going to be speaking to you in just a moment, but I wanted to make sure that you guys all understood the gravity and the weight of who we bring in to speak to you. How about a big round of applause for Terence Hubbert. Coach Hubbert, thank you. I'm going to have him introduce his players, but this gentleman and I go way, way, way back. We're both road runners. We played a lot of city league together, old man game when we got out of college. I could barely move, but he was still dunking and throwing everything down and shooting threes. Now he's becoming close to a professional golfer. After basketball season, he wants to go on the tour and play some golf. I called a lot of his games at Cal State. I was a big part of his growth there. We were together there when I was on the air calling his games. And when he got this position, all of us in the basketball community thumbs up instantly, like, wow, what a great hire to get Coach McCall over Bakersfield College. You guys are in for a great season, a great ride, and it is a pleasure and an honor to introduce the head coach for the Bakersfield College Renegades men's team, Greg McCall. Coach Greg McCall. Okay, Coach, introduce your players. I've got a couple questions for all of them, and then we're going to have Coach Hubbert speak to the players.
All right.
Speak loud, bud.
All right, no problem. I think I can handle that. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm so fortunate and blessed to be able to be here. This is a great honor, again, for me and my family, to be blessed to be able to stay in this community and be able to continue my coaching career. And so it's a few people I want to thank. Dr. Flieger, of course, the president of the college, and then, of course, Reggie Bolton, the athletic director, who gave me this opportunity. And I can't thank him enough for always giving me this opportunity to be able to stay here in this community, to be able to coach young men like yourself. Just quickly, I just want to introduce my staff real quick. We have Stephon Carter, who's a lot of you guys know in the community, who's played at Garces High School, went on to become Cal State all-time leading scorer, played there. And then I have Jonathan Glover, who was on the staff here last year, and we brought him back again. And then I have Jasmine Dixon, who's also was with me at Cal State Bakersfield, who played for me, has also coached for me last year. She's here with me as well, too. And then we also have Grant Johnson, who kind of is my player development, who comes in and does all the after-hours work and be able to get with these guys in the gym and be able to have the gym available for these guys in the evening. So that's my staff. On my right over here, I have Isaiah Perry, who redshirted last year, was here last year, and great shooter, Garces High School graduate itself. And then we have on my left over here, we have Joaquin Rios, played at Stockdale High School, who plays a little bit of everything for me right now, a little bit of forward, point guard, power forward, and so does a little bit of everything for us. But these are my two players that I'm bringing in today, but I brought mostly all my team here except for the ones that are in class. So thank you guys again.
Thanks, Coach. And after Coach Hubbert speaks, any players that you want to have meet with the media, let me just reach over you real quick here. Joaquin, coming from Stockdale High School, the River League, tough competition. You're stepping up to the next level here. What do you expect here, playing all these teams in SoCal and NoCal at the JC level?
Just expecting to, make history. We have a team full of Bakersfield kids, and a couple, I'd say one out of town right now that stayed with us, and so just looking to make history and just create new family, create bonds with people, and just learn college basketball.
It's great to hear. Tell us about this player, Coach.
Joaquin, like I told you earlier, he's one of those players that's kind of like a utility player where he can play some guard, he can play some forward. We started him off at forward until I found out that he can do more things, and we continue to improve his game, especially his three-point shooting. But he can post up. Mid-range game is really good, and then now he's developed a three-point shot. And there's times where we're asking him to bring the ball up the floor. But he does a little bit of everything for us. Really good defender, tenacious player, and a really good leader.
See, the reason I asked him again is he is a pro at media. So when you guys play well, you're going to be well represented by your head coach post-game. If you guys have some struggles and don't play well, he's just as good as at talking about that, right? Isaiah played for Coach Diggs just down the street. I know Coach Dignan, tough as nails, doesn't go for excuses. I've seen him coach a lot of very tight ball games, a great coach. Tell us about transitioning from Garces up to here. You've been here for a bit, but tell us about the transition here at the community college level.
It's definitely harder because of the obvious reasons, like you're playing against grown men versus boys, but I just try to keep the same core values, toughness, intensity, being aggressive all times, and just sticking to being detailed, all the things Coach Diggs taught me, and it's worked out here.
Love it. Okay, Coach, same thing. Let's say we just finished a big win. What would you be saying after a big win with his involvement?
That Perry came down with 4 seconds left on the clock, and he drains a long three, and we win the game. He's a catch and shoot guy. He can shoot it from anywhere on the floor. We have a couple guys that can do that, and he's one of them. A tenacious defender, but he's like exactly what he said. He comes from a good background with Coach Diggs, who I know very well too. And we know Coach Diggs is one of those coaches that's just going to get in you. It's going to make you hold you responsible, hold you accountable for the things that you're supposed to be able to do out there on the floor. So far, Perry has been living up to the expectation, and he's been able to buy into what I've been learning and teaching him, and he's bought into that stuff. And so, man, he can really knock down those shots, though. You'll see that a lot.
Final question for you, Coach. You've been asked it, I would have guessed 50 times by now, the transition coming from the west side up to the east side. I mean, I know you've been asked it before, but with our media here, athletic director here, and Todd and everybody here, I'd sure like to hear it from my own ears. How's the transition been? You've been in that blue and gold your whole life, basically, to now be in the red and white. Tell us very quickly about the transition, and then I'll free you up.
Right. Well, first off, changing from blue to red, that was the first transition. But just being able to be here, man, it's just such an amazing feeling. I've been coaching women's basketball for 27 years straight. And in the mix of that, Vance, you and I, we had some opportunities to coach with the Vipers team. We did that together. And then I had an opportunity to be with the Bakersfield Jam, which gave me my mix and feeling of being able to still coach with the guys. But it's just straight 27 years of coaching the women's team, and this has been a huge transition. But I can tell you this right here. I was telling Joaquin today that, man, coaching these guys have just really rejuvenated me and given me a breath of fresh air because of the good group of guys that I've inherited. They've all continued to work hard every day, and I tell them all the time how much I appreciate them and how much they mean to me by giving me the opportunity to be able to coach them. So the transition from going from women to men has been really, really good. It definitely is a switch. But I think God, put me on the women's side for a reason because of my daughters. But it just gave me that opportunity to be able to stay there for such a long time. But now, like I said, Reggie gave me the opportunity to come here and be able to coach these young men. And then not only that, just to bring the community back to Bakersfield College. And 80% of our guys are from Bakersfield. We have 2 guys from out of the area. We have Dante King, who's from Chicago, and then we have Ali Fell, who's from New Mexico, who was here last year. He was the only one that played last year. Everybody else hasn't played yet. Everybody either red-shirted or they're new to the program. So this has been really, really good, and I appreciate these guys each and every day.
Thank you, Coach. I'm going to let you go, Coach, and your 2 players, and you can grab whoever you want when we're finished. But let's give it up for our head coach, Greg McCall, and his 2 players. Thank you. I would appreciate everyone in the Gil Bishop Sports Center giving it up for Stephanie and Ariana. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. Thank you. The stage is set. And look, I played in pickup games against him. And he dominates. Goes to the hole like nobody's business with the toothpick. I know you're asking that. Never comes out. Unbelievable athlete, but a better man, a wonderful coach, a great leader, a great mentor, somebody I've looked up to for a long, long time. And I'm looking forward to hearing this myself. This is specifically for the men, but also for our lady players here. Coach Hubbert's going to talk about the importance of playing at the community level. Coach Terence Hubbert.
Hey, Vance, thanks for having me here today. I appreciate being here. Like you said, I was a local player at South High School, came to BC in 75, played at Utah State in 77, 78. So my journey was to come to BC, great football program even before when I was in high school. High school football was really big in Kern County. But I came here initially to play football, was on the basketball team. It was a 1977 state championship team. So in actuality, our football team was a state champion, national champion, Potato Bowl champion, and then the basketball team was a state champion with Dean Jones. He's talked about a lot of great players, but playing basketball in high school back in the early, mid-'70s, it was crazy. The drillers were good. Everybody was good. Highland was good. I mean, on any given night, anybody can beat anybody. But my point to you guys is this: be coachable, okay? Listen to your coaches. You may not always like what he's trying to explain to you, but if you are coachable and you're doing the right things, then good things will be good for you. A lot of times you guys can get caught up in, it's your game, or I want to do this thing. But basketball today is kind of like positionless. There's, like he was just saying about Rios, he can do a lot of things. The more things you can do, the better opportunity it gives you to get time on the court. And that's the main thing. You want to get time on the court, but also you want to handle your academics. If you have aspirations to go beyond this and go somewhere else, first thing they're going to ask is about the grades, or they're going to ask, is he coachable? And for a lot of guys, when you're coachable, what does he bring to the table? You may not always like what your coach is trying to get you to do, but if you really want to do what needs to be done, you got to buy into that. And a lot of times, guys, once they buy in, and they see, things go your way, it's going to be all good. So, listen to them, do exactly what they ask you to do, even if you don't think it's something that you like, but whatever's going to get you on the court, be sure to do that. And be competitive in practice, okay? Make your teammate work. If you guys want to be an outstanding, we always talk about being great. You want to be good or you want to be great? If you want to be great, then you do the things, you be competitive, you get out, you work hard, and do your job. What is your job? Okay? What are you asked to do? Just do that. Don't be trying to coach. Just be a player and do the things your coaches are requiring you. And if you do those things, good things will happen for you.
Coach, I have a question for you. Well, a comment. I'd like you to comment on the fact that once these student athletes get down into the LA Basin, especially in conference play, there are a lot of eyeballs in those gyms, a lot of scouts, a lot of coaches in there that are watching maybe other players, and it's their opportunity.
You never know who's watching you, okay? You never know who's in the stand, okay? So, You know, you always want to play hard, you want to play smart, and you want to play for each other, okay? You play for each other and love your brother. But if someone's in there and say, hey, you know what, a lot of times we're in the gym and we'll say watching other teams, or we'll see at a tournament and you're watching other guys playing, you know, and a lot of coaches, man, that's a really good player right there, or he's a basketball player. There's a lot of people that play basketball. You want to be a basketball player. In order to be a basketball player, you got to be real versatile. You got to do a lot of things. Rebound, defend. It's not just all about scoring. So someone may be needing a player in a certain position, and you might fit that bill. They might be there looking at someone else, but then you step up to the plate. Anytime you step on the court, give it everything you have. I don't say like 100%. Give it everything you have. And sometimes that's not even good enough. So give everything you have and step off that court and you can feel good. Win, lose, or draw. If you played your max, gave everything you had, then there's no regrets.
Last question, and I will let you go. I asked you this the other night when we were doing an interview. What does it mean to be a renegade? What's that definition? We all know it. What does it mean to put on the red and white and have a renegade jersey on?
As I stated before, played high school football here and basketball. And on a Saturday night, football-wise, it would be 9,000, 10,000, 17,000, 18,000 people at the football game. We don't see that now, but back in those days, we averaged 17,000 a home game. We were high school students, and we come to the Renegades game. So to be a renegade meant a lot. I had an opportunity to go to, what's the college you played the other night? Hancock. Hancock had a really great basketball program, okay? And the coach was trying to get me to come to Hancock, but I knew the history of BC football. And the history's there. And even when the 77 team with the local kids like Dean Jones and Manuel Calvin and Todd Ward, I mean, these guys were phenomenal athletes. So when you're a Bakersfield Renegade, you know, people want to give a negative connotation about Bakersfield sometimes. I love Bakersfield. And whenever I took my club teams or I've done stuff like that, and even for the Renegades, we ran that red and white, we would go on the road at Pasadena, Long Beach City. It didn't matter where we go. And we had more fans than that. We would have 5,000 people go down to Pasadena City to watch us play. So it meant a lot to be a Renegade. And coming up as a kid, that was the thing that most kids around here want to do. You guys should be proud that you have an opportunity to wear that uniform and do what Coach Greg requires of you guys, and you guys will have a successful season. Just be coachable and be willing to do the things, all the little things. Do the little things. The little things are going to be different because it matters in a close game. And, you know, my little deal with East High right now is just, it's always one more. So it's one more rebound. It's one more stop. It's one more whatever. Always one more. But to wear that red and white, it meant a lot for me.
Thank you, Coach. Hey, let's hear it for Coach Hubbert. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Okay, student athletes, your coaches and or the media will choose you and pick you out to do interviews. Coaches, be ready to go. And that's a wrap. I believe, Reggie, we're good. If you're good, Todd, you good? We are good. Thanks for being here, ladies. Thank you for being here. Hey, let's win some state championships, both of you. Thank you.